Hey, so I'm so excited to welcome back Kara Daniels from Deep Root Connections back to the show. So thank you for coming back, Kara, just to talk.
Thank you for the invitation. I loved our first chat, and I'm really excited to just talk today with you.
I know. I just looked it up and it was like episode 105. So this is going to be 130. And in the
Oh,
last like
nice.
year, I've like barely posted. So like doesn't mean like time span, whatever, but that's a while ago. So and things have changed and your business has grown and evolved since then. And it's been cool to kind of witness it from the side of things. But you're just being true to yourself and sharing your wisdom, and more people are ready to hear it, which is like super exciting. So
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you. It's terrifying and exciting all at once.
I know. So like I think that when we talked the last time you were starting to build out, I guess, your course, or maybe it was a different course, but you were like things were in the works like behind the scenes. So was that what was to become the Gaian Reiki offering that you have, or was that something else?
Well, my bigger picture was always land healing.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the program I was working on, which I have officially launched.
Mm-hmm.
However, once I got into that program and went through it a couple of times, I was like, oh, this is what's missing. Like, this is the gap of education that people need before they really get it.
Mm-hmm.
And, and Gaian Reiki is something that I've been doing for years. And I thought, oh, that's what's missing. So I started to put together all of my knowledge and skills that basically the beings of the land taught me and
Mm-hmm.
brought forward into my space. And I created Gaian Reiki.
It's so I know it's so cool. Like when I saw that you launched it, I looked at the breakdown, and it's like 16 weeks, is it? Or 16 classes? It's
Yeah,
super
it's
thorough. It seems like very in depth and involved. And I'm like, that's so awesome because I don't know. It just seems like it's a really great tool or education to like share with other people because it's not just one thing, it's like so many layers of things.
absolutely, yeah. I thought I could do it in 7 weeks. The first round was only 7 weeks, and I was like, we're not at all done yet. And so there's actually two levels. So Guide and Reiki 1 is 16 weeks, and I break it up to it's really intense and in depth. It's not for somebody that's just like a casual observer, if you will.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
the first week, or we do alternating weeks of instruction and self-healing.
Hmm.
And then the second week, we do group work and partner healing. So that way
Hmm.
you get the full gamut of how everything works for yourself, how it works with a client, quote unquote, or a partner, and really get that full depth of understanding of what it is.
Hmm.
So, yes, it's a long program, but the transformation and understanding from start to finish is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I know. Because like, even though I looked at it, whatever, like 2 weeks ago or something, I don't remember what I saw. So it's like the in the beginning, is it like the traditional, like what do you start with? Do you start with the land or do you start with the human?
Yeah, in class, it's human based, human
Hmm.
focused,
Hmm.
only because
You
we
got to
get
clear your
feedback.
crap. Probably. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, I want people to build their confidence. So the
Hmm.
way that I design this is we do focus on self. So
Hmm.
we do understand and learn the foundations of our intuitive senses, how energy flows through, what the energy layers and bodies are of ourself.
Hmm.
And then we practice with other humans, other people, also aliens. I'm just kidding. Um, and then we learn how to apply the skills in bonus videos and exercises for the land. So, like, for example, one of the foundational pieces that we work with is creating what most people call a chi ball, an energy ball.
Hmm.
So we create one of those and then we infuse it. I call them infused medicine balls with different frequencies and medicines of the land or angelic layers. It just depends, colors.
Hmm.
And we infuse it into an energy ball. So it's like this sweet little packet of wonderfulness that we can send to the earth, to the trees. And that's something that's like we can use for ourselves. That's one of the easiest, most foundational applications that can be universally applied. So while we are human focused in this class,
Hmm.
during the live sessions, there's all of the bonus material for animals and for the land.
Oh, that's great. And then do they also practice on the land too as part of it?
If they want to, yeah,
Yeah,
that is more
that's just the
self-guided.
bonus. Yeah, okay.
Hmm.
It just seems like really exciting to just to see how, different packaging of similar material, but just in your way and through your lens. Um, I just was retelling your story about the robin to some friends the other night, So just I love like just hearing the things you have to say and the things that you encounter on a regular basis. So um you want to share that story, I guess, just for the fun of
Sure. Yeah.
it?
Oh, the robin. She's so cute. So I went to the park the other day and I noticed this robin created a nest in one of those shade shelters
Hmm.
right above the picnic tables. And I thought, well, that's kind of a weird, like, yes, robins like the ledges and things like that, but I thought that's kind of a dangerous spot to have eggs and babies with so many kids running around all the time, especially in my landscape. Like, there's a lot of trees and safer spaces that
Hmm.
she could have selected.
Hmm.
And while I was watching her, I could feel her kind of listening in. And she was like, "You could just ask me directly or talk to me directly." And I was like, "Well, that's a good idea. Who would have thought?"
Right.
And so we entered into a conversation and she was like, I chose this spot intentionally because I want people to witness the process. Like I want to help kids especially
Hmm.
notice me and watch the process of birth and life and death and just help them reconnect to nature, even though they might be playing or being distracted. Like, even in this ecosystem where nature is all around us, like, people just don't
Hmm.
notice it.
Yeah.
And so she chose that space intentionally to instill curiosity and connection. And she was like, anybody that notices is more than welcome to like take a peek and check in on me and watch the
Hmm.
process.
Hmm.
And she was very, very intentional with where she chose to have her nest. And I thought, well, that's really cool. I would not do that myself. If
Yeah.
I was a bird, I'd be like, no, I'm out. But she also said that most of her prior clutches, some were successful, some were not, and she was very neutral about it, which I thought was kind of interesting because she's like on the nest
Hmm.
and raising your babies is kind of important. She's like, well, if they live, they live. If they die, they die. Like it's all part of the greater web of life and the bigger purpose. And
Hmm.
um, yeah, and she was like, whatever happens is part of the lesson.
Yeah. I know. I just thought it was so cool because it's like, oh, you're like, oh, if the egg falls out of the nest, and she's like, well, then the children will learn about death, and then
Exactly.
that's yeah. So that's just another day in in the life, right?
Yeah, another day in the life. And it was so funny too because I felt like I had more questions. I could have talked to her all day, and she was like, I'm actually really busy right now. She's like, it doesn't look like I'm busy because I'm just sitting here, but rolling the eggs and incubating them is actually quite intricate. And so I'm going to leave now, but you can come back later. I was like, okay. And then she just totally cut me off. And I was like, well, that's fair.
That's so fun. It's so neat. So what do your days look like? Like you have your own animals in your own like life that you take care of, but like work wise, what does it look like a day for you working? Do you do mostly remote stuff, like or 100% remote stuff? And
Yeah.
is it a mixture of animals and land, or is it primarily land at this point?
Yeah, I actually have taken myself away from doing a lot of one-on-one work right now, and
Hmm.
everything is by distance at this time.
Right.
I've basically been focusing strictly on teaching
Hmm.
and working one-on-one with a few clients here and there as I can, mostly with the
Hmm.
land healing and human healing components.
Hmm.
However, with my own animals, it's just like a fluid, whatever they need, they get kind of a thing.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I chunk my year up actually. So my day to day is pretty, oh, who knows what's going to happen from day to day. So I have a 10-year-old at home and I always take the summer off just to be
Hmm.
with him.
Yeah.
And then so spring and fall are kind of my like hit the ground running. I hold multiple kinds of classes and practice groups and things like that. So my world is about to get a little bit busier here come September.
Hmm. Oh, that's neat. And do you have any crazy stories from the last whatever? Like I have a story I want to share with you.
Oh, share, please.
It was like when I was in Germany in the spring visiting with my cousin, and she's got a beautiful backyard that's just like so happy. Like it's such a beautiful like she really cares about gardening and like putting love and intention out there. So and you could feel it. And when I was there the last time, as I was falling asleep one night, I felt a gnome. And I just kind of was like, I felt a gnome, but I didn't like interact with it. But this time, when I started falling asleep, I felt the gnome. I felt like it's almost like they peered up from like say like there's the horizon, and all of a sudden it was like whoop, and they like looked over at me, and like just the way they showed up as like a silhouette almost. And I was like, oh, that's right, you guys are here. And I was like, you guys do such a good job. Like I could tell how much like love and care you put into the land and whatever. Like I was just giving them praise. And I said, I wish I could give you like an offering of some kind, but I don't know what to give you. And I had some tea that was left over from that night, and he's like, "You can give us some tea." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I guess you're right." I'm saying this like as I'm falling asleep. So the next morning, I like poured out my tea into like a potted plant and then into the grass, and that was that. And then a couple days later, a friend of mine was sending me a Reiki session. Like she gave me distance Reiki, and at the end, she's like, "And then a gnome popped up, and he offered you some tea." Are you serious? Like it was just the coolest thing. So,
Oh my gosh, that's
and also
great.
in that same backyard, I noticed I felt like there was like a troop of like World War II, like a platoon of some kind coming through. And I was like, I need to like look up the helmet. I think that's World War II helmets. And I did, and it was. So it's like there was a combination of things going on back there. But I was like, that's a story that maybe you would appreciate hearing. So just
Absolutely.
yeah, connecting with the gnomes. I hadn't had too many encounters with gnomes. I have had fairies. The fairies. There was a bunch of baby fairies that were born in the spring and rode my dog and made my dog miserable. And
Oh no.
my friend had to talk to them because the vet's like, I don't understand. I'm like, she's not peeing in the backyard. Like I brought her to the vet and she peed at the vet's like right immediately. And I was like, oh, she didn't pee at home, but she peed here. And then an animal communicator friend was like, "Did you open a portal or something, Karen?" She's like, I was like, "Oh, well, I did make an offering at Ostara." And she's like, or was it the equinox? And then on Ostara is when all of the baby fairies kind of popped out and started harassing my poor dog. So,
Oh
yes. Do you have
no. Dang
anything like
it.
any stories like that that is connected? Because I love that stuff.
Oh my gosh. I have so many. Actually, what I have found, I kind of want to weave in Gaian Reiki with this
Mhm.
conversation because a lot of the sessions that I've held have the gnomes and fairies and beings like that coming in. And I always think it's so fascinating because they come in and they're like, well, hello, we're here to help. And then they always sprinkle what they call sparkle dust
Yeah.
into the energy fields of the animals, and the animals like just bask in it. It's like little sparkles and rainbows and fairy energy, and they're just like, yes, please give it to me. So kind of a different experience where they're not getting harassed, but they're
Yeah.
also in the healing field, which is really cool. But it's not uncommon for animals to be like, with all of the different beings and energies around, they're like, this is really annoying. Even my cat, sometimes
Yeah.
she'll chase around some of my friends that follow me around, like the fairies. And she's like, at what point do we have harder boundaries? Like they don't come in the house. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah, well,
I
that's
don't
what like my one
know.
friend is like an ambassador. Like she was a fairy queen in another life, and she's like, "Don't say harass. Like it's not an infestation, and they were not harassing. They're just being playful. They're just babies, like to just like correct the narrative here because it's like they weren't. It wasn't ill intentioned. It was just fun. And
Yeah.
she's like, they weren't just riding her back; they were riding her butt. So she
Yeah.
really, so anytime she squatted, like they jumped on her, I guess. But and it was very fun. It was very funny. But
Oh my
it was like a
gosh.
3 week, a 3 day long, or maybe up to a week of like my dog being like freaked out. And another
Oh,
time and she even pooped in the house, which she never poops in the house. But it's because pooping is that much more of a squat, and she really didn't want to be bothered. But so it was funny. But another time she came home with a gnome because we were talking about gnomes at my work, and then she peed in the hallway. And she also isn't like someone who does that. And I was like, you good girl, you let them know it's your house. Like, like I felt like she needed to put down the boundary to be like, stay back, man. Don't bother me. So yeah,
oh
how do you put up a
man.
boundary for the elementals in your home if they are harassing or playing, in a way that your pets might not appreciate?
Yeah, absolutely. And that just reminded me of my goat. I got two new baby goats a couple years ago, and
Hmm.
they're so funny. They're spunky. But they, one of them, she has like these really big ears. I don't know why that is important detail, but when she walks, she like kind of flops around and
Yeah.
she's super strange. But she always has fairies on her. They
Yeah.
always like line up on her ears and her back, and then she'll like run around with them. And she's like, "This is so fun. I love it when they ride me and we go and play and all the things." And I'm like, "Oh Lord."
That's so great. Do you see them with your eyes or do you see them like intuitively or feel them?
It depends. If I'm
Yeah.
really tuned in for the day, I can see things moving around, but
Hmm.
most of the visions are within the mind's eye.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, me too. I don't see necessarily out in the regular 3D world. But you might see like a sparkle or something like that, or like a glint of light. That's more how I see things.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
about like dragons?
Oh yeah, all the time. I feel the essences more so than anything. Like if
Hmm.
the way that I know something's around me is I'll feel their presence and their
Hmm.
kind of unique signature. I'm like, oh, I have a dragon or a Bigfoot around me, and then I'll
Hmm.
I'll tune into my third eye and be like, oh hey, like I know who you are. Or
Hmm.
sometimes they'll kind of grab my attention by using the elements. Clouds especially, they love letting me know through the clouds that they are around me.
Hmm.
But usually, yeah, like talking about hitchhikers, I was in the redwoods last April, I suppose, a year ago, and I was on my way home and I was like, God, I just feel so funky. And if it's an energy I'm not familiar with, I kind of get dizzy and it feels like uncomfortable. And I'm
Hmm.
like, okay, who is attached to me?
Right.
And I was like, I can't actually see you. So I called a friend. I was like, who is like, what is attached to me? Like, what's going on here? And they're like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, you brought somebody home from the redwoods and he just does not know how to get home. So he's like smashed up to your energy
Oh,
because he's
wow.
like, where are we going? What is this outside world? And so we had to return him home, but it was wild.
That's so neat. I know it's nice to have different friends you can call on for help with these things. Because sometimes it's just too much in our own, we're in our own way of we're not able to like step outside and see things.
Exactly.
Although the
Yep.
magical friend backup calls, that's always helpful. Do you
Magical
have,
friend SOS.
I know. Do you think that the dragons like are big and small, right? Like in your experience, like they're all sizes? Or are
Yeah.
they, yeah, because like I saw one, I like worked with a client recently and I saw it kind of like go through her energy field and it felt like it like figurated, like through her. And it was a rainbow, like it was a rainbow dragon and it was small. But I was like,
Yep.
the way it moved, I don't even know. Like it was like a day or two later, I was watching an anime thing with my family for some, I forget, Spirited Away. Did you ever see that movie? I don't
I
know.
don't
I
think
think
so.
people like cited it enough times that I was curious, but I didn't realize it was like an anime. But I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll watch it. But they had the thing with the dragon and the way the dragon like flew, I was like, oh my God, that's the way that thing was moving through my client. Like I didn't realize it was a dragon. So it was kind of like it dropped into into my awareness like a day later to confirm, yeah, that's what I was picking up on. So
Nice.
yeah, I don't
Love
know.
that.
I know. It is so cool. So I don't know. Any other stories? I don't really have an agenda. I'm just thinking it will just flow, but I'm like, I don't know. There's so many things. In case people don't already know you, if they didn't already listen to you or aren't already aware of you, you've been doing this work for what, like you said, like 6 years or something? Or you've been doing
Yes.
it all your life probably, but you didn't know it. And you want to like get into a little bit, like a brief history about your experience in coming to this point in your life?
Sure. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm an interspecies communicator and energy healer and gal of all trades, really, I feel like sometimes. So I offer Gaian Reiki energy healing and land healing specifically with the collaboration of the beings of the land
Hmm.
and the animals. So it's a co-creative process through all healing modalities. And I got here. How did one get here? Sometimes I wonder. Um, my brief story is as a kid, I was very tuned in, had no idea. I would just like dance with the wind, talk to the clouds, play with the bugs outside. I just like needed to be outside. And unfortunately, I ended up going into the wildlife biology sciences because I wanted to do conservation, preservation, and save the world, which
Hmm.
is not how that ended up because it's too politicized. And so when I realized that I didn't really fit in there, I bounced around from job to job to job for reals
Hmm.
for about 5 years or so. Every 3 months, I was like, this isn't it. I don't know what's in
Hmm.
my soul. I don't know what's calling me, but like, this isn't it. And so
Yeah.
I finally gave up one day and I was like, I just don't get it. Like, I'm so passionate, but I don't know what the point is, right?
Hmm.
Because everywhere I go, it's like a roadblock or I feel so unfulfilled and I'm miserable. And so
Hmm.
finally, I just kind of threw my hands up and I was like, all right, universe, like, help me out here. I don't know what else to do. I've tried everything that I can think of in this human world and like, I just don't know where else to go. And about a few days later, maybe even 2 days, my coworker brought a cat that just randomly showed up at his house and he was like, I don't know what to do with her. Will you take her? I was like, I guess. So I took this cat home. She ended up being pregnant. I was like, all right, I guess you can stay with me for a while. I can't keep you long term, but like, let's have your babies. It's all
Hmm.
good.
Hmm.
And she ended up staying with me for about 3 months or so. And the thing that really kind of irked me was that I'm really good at naming animals. It's like they come into my life, they have a name, it's easy. But with
Hmm.
her, I just looked at her and I was like, what is your name? Don't know what your name is, can't think of anything. It was literally like a block entered into my mind every time I would think about it.
Hmm.
So that was annoying. But one day I was sitting out there with her kittens after she had them, and I felt her gazing at me. Like, when somebody's staring at you and it just
Hmm.
like feels funky? Well, I could
Hmm.
feel her staring at me really intensely. And so I looked at her and I was like, what is your name? And she was like, Samantha. And then all of the little kittens started to chirp in with their names too, with these tiny little squeaky voices. And
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay. I accept.
wow.
And so from then on, I was like, okay, cool. Well, like if I can do it once, I wonder if I could do it again.
Hmm.
And that's really what kickstarted everything. I dove into animal communication, learning about my intuitive senses, ended up opening up my Deep Root Connections business as an animal communicator.
Hmm.
And as soon as I really got confident with clients, I realized I was feeling really disconnected from nature. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh, shoot, I feel unfulfilled again. Like, it's not it.
Right.
And I was really, really disappointed, actually. And so I was like, well, now what do I do? Like, I've
Hmm.
already committed. I have a business
Right.
now.
Right.
And I have a lot of clients, and it's going good. Like, why do I feel like this?
Hmm.
And so I consulted one of my horses in spirit at the time, and he was like, well, it's time for you to learn more. So go find a tree guide. It's time for
Hmm.
you to like go back to nature, go back to the trees. And I was like, okay, I don't have any idea what you're talking about, but why not?
Hmm.
So I took myself for a walk and I was like, hello, trees. Like, I don't know what we're doing here, but,
Hmm.
I'm open to suggestions, if you will. And so I started down my path, and almost immediately I felt this presence next to me. And I was like, oh, that's a tree. Okay, I get it. And so I walked down to this tree and I sat with it and I was like, I wonder now what do I do? I guess I'll communicate with it, question mark. I don't know if trees can talk.
Hmm.
And so I just pretended like I was opening up an animal communication session, and it was immediate. This tree just came in with the most beautiful grandfatherly type energy, and we had this whole conversation
Hmm.
about his experiences, how excited he was to have a human to talk to again, how it
Hmm.
had been so long since the
Wow.
trees could talk to people, or people would talk to them, I guess.
Hmm.
And then he said, he's like, I'm going to teach you how to communicate with the land and work with the land. And so he taught me so much for a year. I started talking to mountains and the wind and the waters. And over time, combining animal communication and learning land communication led me to healing, learning
Hmm.
more about healing the land, healing the animals. And that really ended up being my land healing program and Gaian Reiki now.
Yeah.
And so it's been a process of unfolding and learning, studying, seeing if these things work. And fast forward to today, here we are.
Yeah. That's cool. I know that feeling that you had where it was like you did what you thought you wanted and then it was like empty. I had that with massage. I like, I was so excited to finally go to massage school and do all of that. And then it was like, this isn't it. Then I thought, well, maybe if I start my own business, that'll be the difference because I like, all of the inner workings. And not that I really like it now, but at the time I was excited by making my own, intake form and and brochures. But even that wasn't enough. And I was like kind of lost. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? And my kids were like 2 and 4. And I thought that I would just go back into massage, but it just didn't feel like a right fit. And that's when energy work came to me, so it's just like it's like you were sniffing, you were close, but it just wasn't quite like that. So it's neat. And are you do you like talk to like a storm, like like tune into the consciousness of like a hurricane or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
always curious to learn more about storms. And because I live in the Intermountain West where the fires are, I
Mhm.
talk more to like thunderstorms, lightning, and fire. Those are
What
kind
kind of
of the hot
messages?
ones. But
What do you
yeah, I've
get?
talked to some of the hurricanes before, and it's like, whoa, this is wild.
What are their messages?
So, I just want to prelude here that the information I bring forward from the spirits of the land are more place-based versus universally applied.
Okay.
So I've been interviewing my wildfires,
Mm-hmm.
those local to me,
Mm-hmm.
and it's really fascinating. So they are mostly started with lightning strikes. So they are part of the natural cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And the spirit of the fire, such a compassionate being. Like they always get such a bad rap because they're so destructive and there's a lot of death that comes
Mm-hmm.
with wildfires and they can be
Mm-hmm.
scary.
Mm-hmm.
But the spirit of the fire that I felt is like they're on assignment. Gaia
Mm-hmm.
basically has like, we need to recalibrate this space. Like we need to clean it so we can regrow it.
Right.
And so as a fire spirit, like that's their job is to run and spread the fire wherever they're told to spread the fire so they can reset the system. It's all part of an ecosystem
Mm-hmm.
refresh, if you will. And so I kind of felt bad when I connected to this one. It was like she was running as fast as she could, but she was also sending pulses out to the trees, to the animals, like, I'm coming, leave if you can, or if you
Yeah.
need to, if you want to, stay if
Mm-hmm.
you don't, of course.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
she would be sending out like warning pulses, like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, go, 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 go. And then after, oh, I'm gonna cry. It's just so sweet. Like, she really was trying to
Mm-hmm.
help, but even the animals and beings that got caught in the wildfires, like one, a lot of them chose to stay. And tree beings also, like they can leave their body if they don't want to on a soul level experience that.
Mm-hmm.
But the aftermath, what I saw was the fairies coming in and other beings of the land in the unseen realms, like helping uh, transition animals or help with that. I don't want to say cleanup crew, but like from an energetic perspective, like
Mm-hmm.
remove the trauma that happened and help those spirits move on, etc. And so that was their job. And I just thought it was a really interesting relationship. But
Yeah.
the spirit of the fire was just like, I was told to come here. That's what the lightning was for. And now here I am. I'm doing my job.
Wow. What about like floodings and or tsunamis and stuff? Have you tapped in there?
I have not tapped into a lot of floods.
Mhm.
The most recent one, I don't know if you heard about the flood in Texas last year.
Oh yeah, with the
I think it
girls
was,
camp. Yeah.
yeah, I did tune into that. I tuned into the aftermath and the land itself.
Hmm.
But the overall message with that was like there is a bigger picture here, even
Hmm.
though it was awful,
Right.
absolutely horrendous.
Hmm.
The spirits of the land and the water, they're like, there's something going to unfold because of this tragedy, and that was our job is to like move things forward in a way that will be better longer term.
Hmm.
And I know that that's all still fresh and unfolding, but I'm watching and I'm paying attention to see like what happens after that. That's the
Hmm.
only flood I've really tuned into.
And what about Bigfoot? Like I have a friend who lives in, I think she's in North Carolina. It's a client that moved away, and she was regularly encountering Bigfoot there because of all of the land development, you know. And then I was visiting a friend in South Carolina soon after my friend was telling me about that. And my friend was in like a new development and it was bumped up against the woods. And my friend had a bug zapper out. And I was like, and she kept the bug zapper. I'm sure she'll never listen to this, but like, you know, she kept the bug zapper out like 24 hours a day. It's like, I don't think it's cool ever, but to have it, I mean, maybe have it when you're outside if that's what you're gonna do, but to have it just on, and she's right up against the woods. It was like cruel and insane to me. And I felt like Bigfoot was like looking at me and being like, you see this? Like, I don't know. I felt a sadness, you know, a connection there. But I'm curious what your stories have been with, you know, Bigfoot or whatever, Sasquatch, whatever you want to label them as.
The feet of large.
The feet of large. Oh, that's great.
Well, the first time I met them, I love Bigfoot. He's one of my good friends at this point. I have so many Bigfoot stories. The first time I met them, I have to be honest with you, that was at the beginning of my journey into the unseen realms. Like
Hmm.
fairies, sure. Bigfoot, I couldn't go there because like there's so much hype in the Pacific Northwest.
Hmm.
And I was just like, no, I reject that. But one of my mentors, she did this retreat and she's like, we're going to meet Bigfoot. And I was like, whatever, like, I'll play the game. I've come this far. Why not?
Right, right.
So it was so funny. In the car ride to the location that we were going to, a friend of mine, we were talking about Bigfoot, what they actually looked like, and what their hair looked like, or if it was a suit. Like we were just having a fun conversation, and all of a sudden, I saw this big wave of hair, and I was like, "Oh, I think I just saw what I we were talking about." I was like, "I see the hair now," and I was like, "I reject that. I'll come back to that later." And
Right.
so we went into the forest. We did this whole meditation, and like because I'm a channel and I at that time I was just writing messages, pages and pages and pages of messages. Um, the facilitator was doing this wonderful meditation, and I was like, I'm busy writing because Bigfoot came to me and he was like, I have a lot to tell you right now. I was like, okay, okay, let's do this.
Hmm.
And it was really cool. So my first interaction, he shared that they're portal jumpers, that they are working with the different energies of the land, from the lays to the physical components. They are one of the true guardians of landscapes, but they can also portal jump into different timelines or spaces. And he was just sharing that they have their unique codes or light codes to share with people that are directly connected to Gaia.
Hmm.
And and then after we had like a real serious conversation of what I was going to share with the group, he was like, "Oh, and by the way, this is what my hair looks like." And and I don't know if you remember like the old was it Pantene
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Pro-V or something like that,
Right.
Herbal where it's like the wavy hair that's all
Yeah.
sexy and silky.
Yeah.
That's what he showed me, and I was like, I can't right now. So that was my first experience, and it was so good. But after that, when I really started understanding and diving into land healing, I see Bigfoot all over the place. And like I have my main guide that works with me, but
Hmm.
almost every location has them, and some are a little bit crankier than others, depending on what's going on. But they all have such big hearts and are really just here to serve Gaia and eventually humanity when humanity can get into that space of co-creation.
Yeah. It's and they are pretty big too, right? They're like 7 feet tall or so. Like I would it was funny because I was next to a statue. There was a statue in of a Bigfoot in front of a yoga studio somewhere by I don't forget where I was, the national park in California, Northern California. Um, but or central, I don't know, wherever. The big one, a big one. But there was this Bigfoot statue in front of the yoga studio, and I stood outside and took a picture with it. But I was like, Bigfoot's much bigger than this. Like I just like he's not my height, you know? Like I just know that he's definitely like 7 or 8 feet tall or something. But it's not something I regularly encountered, but I did feel it in my friend's backyard. And I just felt like, yeah, like the opinions, the sadness of the overdevelopment of the area, you know? So it's not something I don't see much in North Jersey, I think, because we were so developed for so long here. Maybe they're just like whatever, you know, it's like lost cause. I don't know. Do they coexist in a more populated area? They're not really so much. Would they?
I can't say that I've seen them, but you know,
Yeah.
they might be around. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
I've
sure
only
are
really
ethereal,
encountered
you
them
know.
in more natural spaces.
Yeah. Yeah. They wouldn't want to just be hanging around in the suburbs, I don't think so much. but I don't
No,
know.
but gnomes will be, and fairies and other smaller beings for sure that are
Mm-hmm.
more place-based, whereas Bigfoot has like a larger space that he needs or
Mm-hmm.
they need.
Yeah. Yeah. That's so fun. And how about galactic stuff? Do you encounter that much with your work?
Stargate portals, yeah,
Yeah.
ETs, yes.
Yeah.
More and
Anything?
more,
Yeah.
actually. I I'm still not terribly versed with all of the different star beings out there, I'll be honest with you.
Right.
I just like happen across them sometimes and we work together and then they're gone.
Okay.
But I have a better or stronger relationship with um, Arcturians right now. I would say they're kind of my biggest allies at this point, but usually it's like they're the intermediary for a lot of other things. So for land healing, for example, it's like if we're opening up a stargate or closing a stargate, it's like I can see different star beings coming in. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. I'm not gonna label you or talk to you, or I just like I see things happening.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I see some weird stuff out there. I don't always inquire. I'm
You're
like,
like,
that's
all right,
cool.
do
If
your
I don't
thing.
need more information, then I'm not
Right.
going to ask.
Why would you be opening or closing a Stargate?
Yep. So more and more stargates are getting open right now, so beings of the light can come in
Mm-hmm.
and work within the core of Gaia or the different realms within the earth, and then also around us. Like they're
Mm-hmm.
here too. They left for quite a long time just because of like the state of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And now more and more people, the consciousness is rising, and more
Right.
people recognize them as safe intelligences to connect in with.
Mm-hmm.
So they're coming in, bringing in light codes. They're working with people. I know so many people that are like, yes, I have a group of star beings that I work with. They have a Stargate by my house, and it's like this whole thing. So basically, we're just giving them portals to come in.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I connect with them also, like um the Arcturian and the Palladian and even the Lyrian, but I don't know very well, but I don't know of like a Stargate. Like I don't know, like, or are they popping in at my doorway in my bedroom? Because that's where I see them come in. Is there a Stargate in my bedroom? Or is it like, is there another local place? Like I don't investigate, I don't question. I just go, oh hey, okay. you know?
Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, friend? Yeah.
Right, right.
My guess is you have a Stargate around somewhere, but
Mhm.
even just a simple invitation and they can come into your conscious
Right.
awareness.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, there's a lot of Stargates in really random places, even in the middle of big cities. It's like, oh, okay.
That's so neat. That's so neat. And you see it and feel it mostly, like how you perceive it. I'm just curious.
Yeah, so pretty much all portals to me feel the same, where it's like there's a little bit of a swirl of an energy.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I'm looking at something, it's like, oh, I can see there's a shift here, or like some kind of thinning of the veil. Like there's something going on.
Mm-hmm.
And the landscape will usually have indications too, like in
The
the
twisted
forest, a
trees.
circle of
Yeah.
trees with there's no growth in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually an indication that something's there. And so
Yeah.
once you identify a portal or a vortex, it's like, okay, well, what's actually going on here? What kind of portal is this? Where does it go? What's it connected to?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a Stargate, and they always have like a sparkly isn't the right word, but it's like
Yeah.
to talk about the frequency, it's like it feels
Effervescence.
celestial. Yeah,
Yeah.
it has that signature. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, this is a Stargate.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they go down into the earth, into different spaces. It's like, okay, well, that's an earthly portal. And yeah, they're everywhere. It's just a matter of finding them. Some are huge, some are small.
It's so cool. I know it's something I haven't like fine-tuned, but I'm aware of and open to. But that's so neat. I just love it. Um, so to conclude with, we'll remind people about the Gaian Reiki class, and it's starting in September or October.
September, first week
Okay.
in September.
Okay. And it goes, is it 16 weeks, like the same day of the week for 16 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So scheduling is really easy. I
Mm-hmm.
believe it's on Thursdays
Mm-hmm.
because I have another class on Tuesdays. Yeah. So Thursdays for 16 weeks. And yeah, you'll learn to work with the healing allies of the unseen realms and the physical realms connected to earth, air, fire, water, and ether. So it's really cool when a tree being comes in for a healing. It's like, or Bigfoot. Bigfoot comes in, dragons come in,
Mm-hmm.
ecosystems come in. And it's like, yes, we don't always have to just channel one frequency or thread of energy. It's a
Hmm.
co-creative process for the individual earth, human, animal's soul essence, essentially. It's like, what does this person, animal need? And then that combination comes in.
It's just so cool. And that's really what first hooked me into like following you was the connection to the trees. That's what we had, as a common ground. So that's
I
great.
love
I love that
that.
you could empower so many people to like wake up to these senses and to like tap in and see what you get and dive in and help the earth and help each other and all that. So,
Yeah, it feels really good. And honestly, when somebody goes through a moment of epiphany or the light bulb goes off, it's like, yes,
yeah.
that's my favorite thing ever. It's like when they finally step through that veil and have a connection, and it's like their heart just lights up. It's like
Hmm.
that to me is the best thing in the world because not only does that person have a newfound connection, but the beings of the land too. They're like, we just really want this. And
Yeah.
so when every single person steps into that space of connection, it's like, oh, my heart is so happy.
Yeah. You're like, I am living my purpose. So,
Yeah, yeah. And anytime I'm like getting bored or, I don't know, from a business person's perspective,
hmm.
it's like sometimes you just get bored or you're like, what's the point? Am I
Yeah.
actually making an impact? And it's
Hmm.
like always going back to the core foundation and the whole point to begin with. It's like that's my reminder every single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Waking up that magic within people to recognize that
Yeah.
they can have these connections and they can make a difference. So woohoo, go team. High five.
Go team, high five.
But thank you. And then your Instagram is Deep Root Connections, right?
Yes, deep root
Okay.
connections.
Okay. So people can find you there and your website's the same. So
Yep.
very cool. Well, thanks for hanging out and just bullshitting with me and sharing this information with people because
Yeah,
it's just fun and it's cool and it is transformative. So I am
absolutely.
grateful.
Well, thanks for having me. We could talk about all the things all day long.
For sure. So yeah, thanks again, Kara. Thank you. Thank you. We'll see you.